No, I love those.
Will Forte, starring in Nebraska, along with Bruce Dern and June Squibb for Alexander Payne. Now, you've been known mostly as a comedian in your career. What brought you to a project like this that is dramatic as well as has some comedic moments?
I got the script from my agent and loved the script. Felt a connection to the character, but thought that there was no way I would have a shot at getting the part. But I just decided, what the heck, I might as well try out anyway. So I put myself on tape and sent it in, and somehow found myself getting the part. So it's been the most unexpected and exciting situation ever.
What was that process like once you sent it in? Did you then go audition, or did they break? How did it happen?
I was just sitting around for about 4.5 months. I didn't think that there was any way I would get this thing anyway, so I sent it off and didn't really think too much about it. And after not hearing anything for 4.5 months, it seemed very clear that I had no shot at it. And then out of the blue, heard something from Alexander's camp that he liked it enough to call me in to do it in person, and so came in, did the scenes with him, and then about a month later, found out I got the part.
Were you already a fan of his work? You know, he's a double Oscar winner for Sideways and The Descendants and so forth.
Oh, I was a huge fan of his work. The only one I hadn't seen was Citizen Ruth, but from the moment I saw Election, I loved him and have loved everything since. And it never dreamed that I would get a chance to work with him.
Where did Bruce Dern come in along the way? Was he cast before you or after you?
I'm pretty sure that he was cast first. I've heard Alexander talk about this. Like, the Woody role was the most important one in the casting process, and he wanted to start with getting a Woody and then building the rest of the cast from there, and building like a believable group of family members that looked like they could all be family. So yeah, I definitely was it was Bruce first, and then I don't know where it went from there, but it was Bruce first.
Well, I saw the movie this weekend, and I don't even know what I was expecting. But as with most like on the road kind of movies, the enjoyment of it is the journey and not necessarily the destination.
Yeah, it man, it is so. It has been really the most exciting experience of all time, because I just, it was, every step of the way has been a new level of excitement. You kind of get, I don't know, I just have, your career goes a certain way for a long time, and I just never thought that anybody would give me a chance to do something like this, and it just was. It's been the most exciting. Every step of this experience has been really, really exciting and new.
You know, I was thinking about that before getting ready to interview you tonight. I think you've hit the lottery here. Every comedian in the world that's in their 20s, 30s, 40s like you are dreams of a chance to show their chops, to show their acting chops, and very few ever get to really do it.
Oh my God, yeah. This is when I look at how I would want my career to play out. This would not have even been part of a dream scenario. This would have been so far-fetched to include in a dream scenario. Like it would have been an amazing experience to get a minor supporting role in an Alexander Payne movie, to actually get to have a meaty part. Just I am so thankful to get this experience. It's been amazing.
And when you finally saw the movie, of course, it's in black and white. What did you think about that choice that the producers and Alexander chose for this?
I to me it's like, hey, do whatever the heck you want to. I trust Alexander with any decision that needs to be made. So hey, I think it's beautiful in black and white. But yeah, as far as I was concerned, you know, thank you so much for letting me be in this movie. Now do whatever the heck you want to, you know.
Well, very few filmmakers have that level of credibility and cachet to even suggest that to a studio.
Yeah, it's very funny because I know that a lot of times they'll talk about, how the budget kind of took a hit because of the black and white, and they probably didn't get as much budget-wise as they would have had they done it in color. But I feel like the budget must have taken much more of a hit by him, including Will Forte in the cast.
We interviewed Bruce Dern a couple of years ago when he was nominated for an Emmy Award for his guest role on Big Love, and about 2 hours before we started, his PR publicist was on the phone with me, and she said, "Now listen, Bruce is a talker. You may have to cut him off sometimes." Was that your experience with him? Is he a talker?
Is he a talker? Wow. He is. He is. It's a real testament to his acting because he is the exact opposite of the character that he plays in the movie. He is very vibrant, super sharp. He just, and I mean this in the most lovable and complimentary way. He will not stop talking. Tells just these incredible stories about Alfred Hitchcock and John Wayne, Elia Kazan. It really was like going to a history of film class and at the same time a drama class. He was so good to me that he knew that I was intimidated coming in, or I don't know if he knew I was intimidated coming in, but he treated me in such a way that made me comfortable from the very beginning, and I could not have done this without him and his guidance. He was awesome to me.
Let's talk awards a little bit, if you don't mind. We're an awards website, so we like to talk about that a lot. National Board of Review last week. You were selected as Best Supporting Actor of the Year of all the actors in film. What did that mean to you, and how did you find out about it?
It was so exciting. I had done Conan the night before, and I thought it was my agent. I had told this story about my agent. It's a long story, but essentially it is my agent put my fingernails in his mouth once, and it was like a good luck situation. So I thought it was my agent calling up to say, "Oh, how could you tell this disgusting story about me on Conan?" And then found out it was actually Ron and Albert, the producers of Nebraska, who called up to tell me, and I had no idea, and it was the most exciting thing. I mean, to tell you the truth, I would have, to get any kind of positive award, I would have thought that it was much more likely to get a Razzie before any kind of positive award. So that was it. I still can't believe that happened. It was really, really exciting.
I was looking back through their history. Last year, Leonardo DiCaprio in this category. I'm talking about the National Board of Review. The year before, Christopher Plummer, Oscar winner. The year before that, Christian Bale, Oscar winner. Woody Harrelson, James Brolin. I'm going to scare you a little bit here. 12 of the last 13 people to win the category you just won have gone on to Oscar nominations.
This award is for MacGruber, right? This is a late award for MacGruber.
That's right. It's taken us a little while to digest that movie, and now the awards are coming
in. Yes, that one is. It does take a while for some people to digest.
Independent Spirit also were nominated there, and of course a lot of other groups are announcing their nominations over the next few weeks. That one in particular, I know you're going to have a good time at that event because I don't know if you've been before, but that's the one out in Santa Monica where you are now on the beach, and a very loose event, I think the night before the Oscars.
Yeah, I went actually. I didn't go to the ceremony, but Andy Samberg, my old SNL buddy, was hosting last year, so I rode my bike down there, and a bunch of us who were friends of his gathered around just to watch his monologue and tell him which ones we thought he should he should keep and which ones thought he should discard. So I jog down by the beach, so I jog by the tent all the time. I'm excited to actually be inside the tent. It's very, very exciting.
You're welcome to come in this time.
I know, exactly. They've been keeping me away, but
they can't keep you away.
They can't stop me.
We follow all these awards and so forth. Back a few weeks ago, before the studio officially announced it, we didn't know how they were going to divide you and Bruce up in terms of both lead. One lead, one supporting, all that. They wound up putting you in supporting. Are you okay with that decision?
Yeah, this is just like the black and white decision. All these things are decided in rooms very far away from me. I just hear what they do, and I just go, oh yeah, whatever you want. The fact that they're even putting me up for like I just am still thrilled that I got a chance to be in this movie. Like it is, it's just been unexpected treat after unexpected treat. So I whatever the heck they want,
And the check actually cleared the bank too, right?
Yeah.
This has been a big year for you. Emmy nomination back in the summer as well. All these years you've been on 30 Rock, and Emmy voters never remembered you. And then for the final season, there you were nominated against a whole bunch of really good people.
That was very exciting because I never know when somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, congratulations on your Emmy nomination," and I said, "Oh, that's crazy. That was in 1997. I was a member of the David Letterman writing staff back then, and I got nominated with the writing staff. So I thought they were talking about that. I thought that's a weird thing to get all excited about 15 years later. So it was super exciting to go there. I got to meet Bob Newhart. Every part of that was really, really fun. My mom got to come with me. It was great.
I saw you on with David Letterman a couple of weeks ago, and you used to work there, as you just mentioned. What kind of boss was he?
I was a very new writer. I didn't have a lot of contact with him because it would be more the department heads who would see him, and he's busy going down rehearsing the show. We're up there cranking out writing stuff on the 14th floor, so I didn't get to see him a lot. But he has always been a huge hero of mine. So it was so fun to be back there because he's one of my heroes. He's one of the reasons I went into comedy in the first place. So he treated me like a member of the family, and it just meant so much to me. It was a really very, very special experience being back there with him, and he was just really good to me.
When you were on SNL, obviously you went back as a guest there a few times. What was the very first experience like walking into that particular studio as a guest and not a worker there?
It's hard. I'll tell you, it's really hard to come back the first couple times because you really, it's so fun to see everybody, but then you just feel like, oh, the show's moved on. Like you get to jump into a sketch, and then you have to, and then everyone else is scrambling around to get ready for the next sketch, and then you're just hanging around. That place will always feel like home to me, but it is weird the first couple times to be back there because you just it's not the same. It is the same and it's not. It was tough. Now it's great. Now you are used to the fact that you're not there anymore. But especially the first couple times was hard because all of my friends who I think Jenny Slate and I were the only two people who left after that year, and so everybody else was there. Now that most of the people I was there with have moved on, it's different going back there. Yeah, it's really fun, and I love all the new people. But it was hard at first. I think I could have answered that more concisely.
No, you're good. I interviewed your former buddy on there, Bill Hader, this summer when he got nominated for an Emmy, and of course he left in May. And I asked him a similar question, and he said that last show when they're on the stage for the good nights, he and Fred Armisen left the same night, and he said they looked at each other, and Fred said to him, when we step off this stage, we're former SNL cast members, and they held hands and jumped off the stage together.
I mean, that makes me sad just hearing that. I had a very different experience because I had not made the decision to leave when I had what was to be my last show. I thought I was going to come back, and then over the summer, just a bunch of things made me realize it was probably time to leave, and so I never had that transition out. I never had the closure. That is definitely one regret I had. I mean, it's you know, I'm fine with it because I am on incredibly good terms with Lorne. Like it's family. That's my family there. So it's I get to go back all the time, visit with everybody. I love everyone involved with that. It is the most unique experience you can have, and to get to be a part of that was my dream job when I went into comedy. So you know, that's what's so exciting about Nebraska is I already got to do my dream job at SNL. So you know, getting to do Nebraska in addition to already having been a part of my dream job, you know, how does it get better than that?
You know, I've been expecting them to announce you as a guest host on SNL. I don't think you've been back to host, actually. And with Nebraska coming out, I thought for sure you'd be one of the hosts here in December.
Oh, I'm a small timer. I think you need to be a big timer to go host the show. You know, I'll come on and do a sketch or two, but one day, fingers crossed.
You'll be back to host soon. I was looking up. Before I get to that, I asked Bill Hader this summer too. Let's see if you're as good with a little quiz as he is. I said to Bill, who was the first guest host on your first episode of SNL? And he knew right away. Do you remember who your first guest host was?
Oh yeah, Matt Damon.
And who was the last?
The last was Alec Baldwin. I think I had as much stuff in the first show as I did in my last show, and I had very little in both.
You hit the roller coaster in the middle, and then it started to fall down by the last show.
Yeah, no. For some reason, I have no regrets. Lorne was so good to me. I love that man with all my heart. So you know, he none of anything would have been possible without him giving me a shot to be at that show. And I really am appreciative.
Well, out of the roughly 150 regular cast members of SNL over the years, only a handful, I could only come up with a handful that have been nominated at the Oscars. Could you name any of those?
I could. Wait, maybe not. Kristen Wiig.
Yep, a couple of years ago for writing. That's right.
Bill Murray must have been for Lost in Translation.
That's right. That was his only one.
Was Dan Aykroyd for Driving Miss Daisy?
Yep. You got that one.
I'm blanking.
I'll give you a couple of others. Joan Cusack, who was only on SNL a short while.
Oh, okay.
Eddie Murphy.
Was that for Working Girl?
She has had two in and out with was that Kevin Kline, and then Working Girl, yes.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy for Dreamgirls.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Robert Downey has had a couple. He was only on SNL 1 year.
Do not recall that person.
And Michael McKean.
Wonderful. He's wonderful. I'm joking. That is a joke.
Oh, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Oh, I said nothing. Nothing. Never mind.
I'm sorry. I'm stepping on your good lines. Well, listen, good luck with everything. We hope you are in that Oscar nomination pool, and all of the statistics are pointing toward that. And what will you do next? Where do you head off next? Into what project?
I don't know. There's a pilot that I have to write for Fox, that I get to write for Fox, I should say, and I'm really excited to write that. I'm in the process of it right now, so I basically have to really focus on that, and then who knows what'll happen after that.
We'll plan on a lot of award ceremonies over the next couple of months.
Well, thank you so much for letting me talk to you. It's
Thanks.
really nice.
Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too.